I'm Bill from Hitch Rider Racks. Today's video is about our one-track tilting rack, model number HRT1-2T. It fits an 1 1/4 and a 2-inch hitch. This is the carton it comes in, and when you open up the carton, inside you'll find a smaller carton, and this carton has the loose parts. You'll find the base assembly. The base assembly is fully assembled. You will find the two main wheel holders and the track rack mainframe. So now I would like to show you how to install the base into the hitch and assemble the remainder of the rack. Okay, everything's been removed from the carton and laid out. I have the instructions for the carrier. I have the hardware that's been taken out of the hardware box. I have the mainframe, the 3 wheel holders, and the base assembly. The first thing I want to show you is the base assembly. The base assembly comes fully assembled and it's ready to install in a 2-inch hitch. Now, if you've got an 1 1/4 hitch, you'll need to remove the adapter rack because that's only used with a 2-inch hitch. So to remove it, take this bolt out, you loosen the corner bolt, and this slides off. I've got one that I've already removed it from just to show you. Where the adapter rack is removed, the slide stop is installed on the hitch bar. So now I'll install it in the hitch. And you get your threaded hitch pin, and I've got a little bit of grease because I always like to put a little bit of grease on the threads. That keeps them from seizing up, it prevents rust, and it just makes it easier to install and remove. And I recommend it. Okay, here we go. You just insert it into the receiver, slide it all the way up, and line up the hitch pin hole. Okay, you start the pin and you screw it in as far as you can by hand. And I think that's about as far as I'm going to be able to screw it, so I'm going to switch to my wrench. And then take your wrench and you give it a good firm tug so it's in there nice and tight. And then you install the safety clip. Okay, now you want to adjust slide stop, so you loosen the bolt on the side and you slide it all the way up until it's even touching the back of the hitch. Now the purpose of that is from now on, whenever you install it, you've got the depth already adjusted on the hitch bar, so you just slide it into the receiver until the slide stop hits the hitch and the hitch pin holes line it up. It's really a very handy feature. And I'm going to fold the U-channel down and get ready to install the mainframe. U-channel's down, snap locks installed. See, it's really nice and tight in there. It doesn't move up, doesn't move down, doesn't move left or right. Okay, this is the mainframe. I'm going to install the mainframe and the U-channel on the back. I'm putting the 2-wheel in on the left side. So you just put it in the U-channel, you drop a carriage bolt through, another carriage bolt through, the washer on each side. I start the nut, the washer, I start the nut. Okay, you don't want to tighten the nuts just yet because you're going to be doing some adjustment to center the trike on the back of your vehicle later on. So now we'll be ready to install the wheel holders. Okay, the first wheel holder I'm going to show you how to install is a single wheel holder. And we're going to install it like you have a Delta trike. A Delta trike has 1 front wheel and 2 back wheels. And for that trike you want to install a wheel holder at an angle. So you put the bolt here, goes in the first hole, washer on the top, washer on the bottom, you install the nut. You tighten it up, and you swivel it till the hole lines up. Another bolt, And that's the way you install it for a Delta trike. The big benefit of that is you can load one end at a time. As you pick up the front wheel and load it first, you fasten it down, then you go around to the back of the trike, you pick it up, and you load the back end of the trike. Deltas are usually heavier than tadpoles, so it just makes it a lot easier to load. So now I'm going to switch it and have it lined up straight like that. So washer on top, washer on the bottom, install a nut. Okay, the tadpole trike has got two front wheels that steer, the one drive wheel in the back. So the wheel in the back doesn't move or doesn't steer, so it has to be lined up like that. So it's set up for a tadpole. And now, if you look at the dual wheel holders, you notice I've already got one of them installed. But I want to show you how to install a slide stop on the other side. So just like the hitch pin, you need to put a little bit of grease, or you should put a little bit of grease on the threads. It's brand new, it's got paint on it, and it may not really go in very easy the first time. So put a little grease on it, then you screw it in. Make sure you screw it all the way through so you know it's going to come out on the other side, and then back it up so nothing's protruding inside, because the wheel holder has got to slide in there. Just take the wheel holder, you slide it in, and you get the slide stop, and the slide stop goes on the bottom. Just pick it up, you push it in until a little hole lines up, then you washer on the bolt, you poke it through the hole, washer and a nut on the other side, and you tighten it up. And that's all there is to installing the slide stops and the wheel holders. And that's two wheel in on the left side. And you notice we left these loose because later on you'll want to slide it back and forth like that to center your trike on the back of the vehicle. And then all the wheel holders will independently telescope in and out. You know, in and out, in and out. The slide stop prevents you from extending it out too far. Same for this wheel holder here. And the rack will fold up and the rack will tilt down. But that's going to be the subject of another video. Thank you. Starting in 2019, we've added a new patent pending feature to all of our trike rack models. Handling wheels come with each rack. The handling wheels has an axle, a mounting bracket. The bracket will move left and right to center it on the rack. The wheels are heavy-duty wheels. They have pre-lubricated sealed ball bearings that are pressed onto a steel bushing that goes all the way through the wheel. So it's really a nice heavy-duty wheel. Okay, I've installed the wheels on the axle, and I'll show you how to install the bracket onto the rack itself. The rack's installed in the hitch. The rack is folded up to give me access to these two bolts. And you take the 9/16 nuts off the bottom. Leave the bolt in place, but take the two nuts off the bottom. And you just put the axle right on the bolts, and you put the nuts on. Notice there's no washer that goes between the nut and the bottom of the U-channel. But it's important to not take these out and leave the washers in place. Nuts on the bottom. Tighten them up. Now I'm going to show you how to use it. The rack is tilted up. The latch pin is in place. The hitch pin's been removed. It's ready to come out of the hitch. So you pick up on the rack and slowly slide it out until you can lower it to the ground. Lower it to the ground, bring the wheels down on the ground. Then to maneuver it around, you put your foot on the axle and you tip it back. And that transforms it into a hand truck. So you can push it or pull it wherever you want to go. You can steer it. When you get ready to store it, you just freestands. Also, it works with all of our add-ons. Like if you have the DD top, or if you have any of the back positions, it works the same. It stays in balance, and it'll freestand with those accessories on it. when you get ready to reinstall it on your hitch, foot on the axle, you tip it back and you just steer it up to the hitch. Now you'll notice that this hitch is 13 inches high, so I can tip it a lot farther. So if your hitch is higher than that, like 17 or 18 inches, well, you can still get it up to the receiver and get it lined up. And then when it first starts into the receiver, you pick up on the back, and the hitch supports the weight on the front, so you're not having to lift the whole thing up. And you just slide it until you get to the stop. And the hitch pin hole is lined up and you're ready to install the hitch pin. If you fold it down, the wheel doesn't, the handling wheel does not interfere with this wheel holder. The trike wheel fit right in here. There's no structure on trikes that that'll interfere with. And if you'll notice, as I said earlier, this hitch is 13 inches off the ground. The bottom of this wheel is 18 inches off the ground. So it doesn't really create any new hazard for dragging to leave the wheel on. I'll tilt it up, reinstall my snap lock. That's how it works. Thank you very much for watching our video today.